darlings, and welcome to a new vlog. You're joining me on Sunday morning, the most perfect Sunday that you could possibly dream of. We have just been for a lovely 2-hour long walk. It was another one on the All Trails app, and we went, it's called the Ilmington Circular. We started in the village and then walked all the way up to the Fox Hill Manor, which is a sensationally beautiful property I've heard so much about, and I think it's got to be one of the most beautiful properties slash estates in the whole of the UK. I believe that it's actually owned by Les Wexner, who owns Victoria's Secret and Bath and Body Works. And the crazy thing about English countryside law is that public footpaths can literally go straight across private land, especially if you're a big landowner. Then chances are you've got public footpaths going almost right across your front door. Apparently James Dyson's house, you can also walk pretty much straight past his front door too. But you have to be careful, obviously make sure you're using actual public walkways, which is why we've been loving using the All Trails app. I need to get a sponsorship from them, honestly. But yeah, it was a lovely 2-hour circular walk with the most incredible views, especially on this very, very frosty Sunday morning. The plan was to finish off with breakfast and coffee at the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝙗𝙢, which is the pub in Ilmington. But because we set off quite early, the pub actually wasn't yet open. So we actually ended up going to one of our favourites, 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝙗𝙢 Manor Farm, that you'll be very, very familiar with. In fact, we bumped into a couple that watched the YouTube videos, and they were doing a few of our favourite local places. We had sausage and egg baps as our breakfast, so it's just been the most perfect start to the day. Now, I think there are quite a few football games on today. Man United are playing, so that is my excuse to get out of the house and have a girls' day. So I'm actually heading to meet Petra for a lovely Sunday roast, and a few people locally have said to me that the Hill Hotel, which I stayed at I think in October last year when they kind of launched their rebrand, it used to be called Charingworth Manor. A few people have said to me that apparently they do an incredible Sunday roast. At the moment, top of my Sunday roast chart is actually 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, where we went for breakfast, closely followed probably by the Fox at Oddington and the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝙗𝙢. But will this take the top spot? Who knows? By the way, let's just very quickly address the elephant in the room. I had my eyebrows tinted yesterday ahead of our upcoming holiday, and no matter what dye is used on my face, they always just look super, super dark for the first couple of days. So they're in their kind of shock mode at the moment. They'll tone down probably by the end of this vlog. I've actually got 3 layers on. This dress, and then a cashmere roll neck, and then a thermal on underneath, and I've got thermal leggings on underneath because it is bitterly cold. I think it's still about -4 outside, so I need to take it very, very slowly on the icy country lanes. When we were doing the walk, there were quite a few cars just abandoned roadside because it's actually treacherous out there. So I'm gonna get going so I can drive very, very carefully, and I will see you at Hill to catch up with Petra for our Sunday roast. Scenic drive. We're here. Still got their wreath up, but it's a really pretty one. Oh my goodness me, excuse how windswept I look. Just got back in the car after doing a little post-lunch stroll with Petra. That was such a perfect afternoon. I'm sorry I didn't show you very much, but That was a humongous portion of Sunday roast. It was very, very tasty. I think 𝑭𝒅 is still my #1 spot, that is for sure, but it was a really, really lovely, gorgeous setting, and the location of this hotel is absolutely magical. We've got incredible views. I think what I can see on the horizon is another snowstorm coming our way. So I'm gonna hurtle back home. I think Charlie is still watching football, so I might try to have a productive afternoon doing a little bit of a clear out. I still didn't get around to doing my beauty cupboards, and it's quite a mammoth task. So a Sunday afternoon as the snow starts to fall seems to me like the perfect time. Ooh, I feel almost like it's not safe for me to start driving because my hands are still completely numb. It's so cold outside, so I'm just going to sit here on the heated steering wheel for a few moments and then get back home. It's not even that late, but it is pitch black, and just because we're in the middle of January doesn't mean I can't come and get some ingredients for dinner. I am so proud of my 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝙒𝙢. I'm so happy we finally got it to grow. It was a bit of a labour of love last year. I'm only going to take a few leaves because I'm just going to do a really quick 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 creme fraiche pasta sauce. I think just 4 leaves will be perfect. We woke up to another dusting of snow this morning, which was completely unexpected and a little bit confusing because it's just been completely clear skies the last few days. So I don't know where it's come from, but I'm very happy to have that little sprinkling of magic. Whew, it's so cold. I think it's still about -4. I've just done Pilates and I thought I'm going to take a very scenic journey home just to see how some of my favourite places in the Cotswolds look in the snow. So this is the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 village, where they have some of their cottages. Ooh. And they just look like little chocolate box dairy cottages in this icy morning light. So my scenic driving has brought me to Bourton-on-the-Water, and I think this is such a sweet village, but my goodness, it gets so busy in summer especially, so I thought that this freezing cold January Monday morning I might be in luck and it might be quiet, and I was right. So let's take a little wander around this tree in the middle of the stream, and this is the Cotswolds answer to the Rockefeller tree. Always beautifully decorated with lights throughout December. So thanks to this stream running through the village, there's just quite a few of these pedestrian bridges and car bridges that you can wander across, and because it's such a popular village with tourists, there are loads of tea rooms as well. I would say you can get a really good cup of tea, but the cakes are not always the best, but I'll definitely leave some recommendations on where to get some good cakes and afternoon tea. This part of the stream, or maybe even a river, I'm not sure the definition, but you can take the pedestrian bridge, or if you've got a 4x4, you can drive through the water. We've never tried it. I think our Defender would be okay, but I definitely wouldn't fancy it in my car. Just down the road from Bourton-on-the-Water is Lower Slaughter, and this is another really beautiful, sleepy but very popular village for tourists. There's a beautiful hotel across the way. This is Slaughter's Manor House. Our family friend Richard used to be the GM, general manager here, and it's such a beautiful hotel, but also just a lovely village to take a stroll around. There is actually a really beautiful walk from Bourton-on-the-Water to Lower Slaughter. If you've got an hour or so, it'd be a great one to stop for a Sunday roast at the Slaughter's Manor's house as your reward. Just spotted this one on All Trails, 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm definitely going to give this one a go in summer when I've got the dogs with us. Darlings, a proper good morning. I'm back home again now, and the croutons are in the oven. We are of course having another lovely soup for lunch. I've got the tomato soup that I batch made a couple of weeks ago on that day when I made 4 different soups. So this has been defrosting since this morning, and it's a super duper easy lunch along with my cheddar croutons. Absolutely delicious. And my microgreens, my little seed sprouts are finally ready to eat. Normally these take about 5 days, but they've taken a little bit longer this time, and I think it's because I've had them on a very, very chilly windowsill. So seeds need that little bit of water, and then they don't actually need light, they just need a bit of warmth to germinate. And normally, because they're inside, it doesn't take too long, but I think because of the really cold temperatures we've been having, they just have been absolutely glacial this time. But my broccoli seeds and my mixture here, this has got lentils, green pea, chickpea, and possibly mung bean. It's a really good mix, very good for the gut. So these will be going on top of my soup. Also here on the Aga, I have got Dexy, Dicky, and Bertie's, although Bertie is sadly going home this evening, so this will be his final meal with us. But we've got their different dog foods. They've actually finished defrosting because they were defrosting in the fridge, but we actually liked Our boys are so, not fussy, but spoilt. We actually heat up their food just a tiny bit before we serve it to them. So I keep their little pots, the little tubs here on the 𝑭𝒂. And I've been talking about different dog food for probably 2 or maybe even 3 years now. This is what our boys eat, and I truly think it is the absolute best in the business when it comes to top quality dog food. If, like me and Charlie, when it comes to your own nutrition, you are trying to maybe eat less ultra processed foods, have a little bit more consideration as to where your ingredients are coming from, do a lot more home cooking from scratch, eating food from trusted farmers, then why not provide your dogs with the same quality of food? So it's probably been quite a while since I actually spoke about the process of different dog food. How it begins is different dog, they ask you a few questions about your dog or dogs, such as obviously their breed, their preferences, if they've got any health implications at all. I know one of our friends, their doggy has got digestive issues, poor little one, and if you are a human with digestive issues, I would recommend ginger. I think she told me that actually there is ginger in the chicken dish that she gets for her dog from different dog. Basically, they've got an entire range of products that can be specifically for your babies that might have any particular issues. It could be IBS, it could be diarrhea, things like that. We are very fortunate, touch wood, that Dexy and Dicky don't have any health issues, so we didn't need to tick any of those boxes. We just told different dog their breed, their preferences, their size, and then we receive a box of frozen different meals every single month from different dog, and these are created with incredible quality ingredients. They work with a network of trusted farmers and fruit and veg growers to provide really incredible ingredients. They very gently cook the meals and then they arrive to you frozen. I think this is a sugar cane container, so this actually goes in our compost. This goes in the recycling, and then obviously the box that it comes in goes in the recycling as well. They can stay out in your fridge for 5 days, so I like to get out a couple of meals at a time so that I try not to forget. I have forgotten a couple of times. We always have something in backup, and they last in the freezer for around 6 months. But it's not only the actual meals, but treats and bone broth as well, which our boys absolutely love. Little bit of a side note, but I saw a post come up on my Instagram this morning, and it was about a lady who has got German Shepherds, which notoriously are not the longest living breeds, but she was saying that all of her German Shepherds had lived to 17 years old, and she listed number 1, the quality of the dog food you give them, as being such an important factor, aka not like an ultra processed dog food, which unfortunately most of them are. You do have to really kind of dig around for brands that are better quality and proper ingredients, not UPF dog food. And she also mentioned bone broth. She actually makes her own, but I've not tried that for the boys yet. But different dog do a lamb bone broth, they do a venison bone broth. I think they maybe do a chicken one, I can't remember, but the venison bone broth is Dexter and Dickin's favourite. I warm it up and then I add a little bit of cold water just to spread it out between the two of them, and they drink it up as though it's chocolate milk. Don't give your dogs chocolate milk. Yeah, they absolutely love it, and it's so good for their immune system, their guts, their bodies, and I just want to give them as many good ingredients as possible because I want my boys to live a long and healthy life. Dexter is 10, Dickens is 8, and again, touch wood, they are both incredibly healthy. While we've had Bertie here, it's been as though Dexter is a puppy again. He's just so youthful and energetic. His coat is so glossy. They have the best personalities and behaviours, and just like in humans, there are connections between the quality of the food that you give your dogs, obviously, and their behaviour and the glossiness of their coat, as well as, of course, the important things, which is their health. So back to Different Dog, you get your box of your frozen dog foods once a month. I do have a discount code, Josie40, that will get you 50% off your first couple of months, a couple of boxes. So if you've been thinking about switching up your own diet for the new year, for January, and you've been focusing on more homemade meals and good quality ingredients, then Different Dog is basically the doggy version of that. So definitely something that Charlie and I and Dexter and Dickens wholeheartedly recommend. I will leave our link for Different Dog down below, and if your doggy does happen to have any little health niggles, then definitely let Different Dog know, because they do have their Health Plus range, which has got a huge amount of varied meals which your doggy will absolutely love. Sausage dogs are notoriously fussy, but our boys absolutely love this. Sometimes I do give them a little grating of cheese on top, but only on special occasions. So yes, for healthy and happy doggies, couldn't recommend this any more highly. Tonight, Dexter and Dickens and Bertie will have lamb hot pot. There's a little symbol here that it is from British farmers. 100% British lamb, hand cooked with parsnips, red cabbage, carrot and a pinch of sage. Hand cooked complete dog food for dogs of all ages. Absolutely love it. I'm very jealous because I think we're just having quite a boring dinner. But anyway, that's what the dogs are eating today. I am going to heat up my tomato soup, check on the croutons, and then we're ready for lunch. Just while my soup is heating up, a very, very quick unboxing of another of the non-plastic gym wear pieces that I have been ordering. This morning for Pilates, I couldn't show you because there were a few people in the class and I didn't have a bed on the end. I wore the Aerock collection, which are the dark kind of cherry coloured leggings and top. I love the design of the top especially. They were very, very comfortable, made from bamboo. But my one criticism was that the bottoms were not high-waisted, and I just really don't love having my tummy button out ever. So I wish they were more high-waisted, but other than that, I did really, really like them, and I thought that especially the material with the bamboo was really comfortable. When I asked for recommendations on Instagram, quite a few of you recommended Pact. So I placed an order from them. Let me show you what I bought. Again, nice to see no plastic. That's a good thing about, well, obviously if there's no plastic in the products, you would hope that there'd be no plastic in the packaging, but these brands all seem to be really conscious with how they're sending things to you. A carbon neutral recyclable paper bag. Okay, so first of all, this is a little sports bra. It's actually technically not a sports bra, it's just a kind of crop top. In the sunlight you can see how it does have a double lined section at the top there. To be honest, when I'm doing like yoga and Pilates, I don't need mega support, so this should be pretty good for me. I will leave the materials of these on the screen here. Some of them are organic recycled cotton, some of them are even more plant-based. Just shuffled around to show you the bits here because the lighting is crazy today. So these are the leggings, and they do appear to actually be quite high-waisted. I did get a size small. I think extra small was out of stock. They're a really nice thickness, so they could be quite good and quite warm for my nice long walks that we're getting into the habit of. These are organic cotton and elastane, so that is a really good fabric mix. I think the designs on this website were quite limited, hence why I got the black, but they've got a nice big pocket there. They do seem high-waisted. You know what, I will actually try these on for you upstairs in a second, and I'll put back on my Pilates outfit from this morning to show you. Another bra. To be honest, I haven't looked at the materials in my existing bras. I don't think any of them are too full of polyester. I think they're probably mostly cotton already. But I thought that looked like quite a comfy, like under a soft blouse like this kind of crop top with the nice lace down at the bottom. So yeah, I think that's a really nice one. And I got a few pairs of knickers as well. I really liked the colours of these. I like the fact that they are organic cotton as well. I think especially in certain areas of the body we probably need to be a little bit more careful with the materials that we use. So yeah, they're very nice. They must have not had that many colour options or design options for me to go for a black top as well, quite unlike me. But at least I can put the material and the style to the test and keep an eye on the website if they are really good and get some different colours. Is that black? Yeah, it looks kind of brown in that light, but it is definitely black. More underwear in nice neutral colours. Ooh, that's a nice colour. Again, this is more of an everyday bra rather than a sports bra, and there's no wiring, but it does have a little bit of padding there. And I personally love a crop top style bra. I don't have big boobs at all, so I don't really need too much support. So yeah, that's just nice and comfy and cute. Be the last time that you guys see Bertie, because Charlie's going to be taking him home this evening. We've had him with us for, my goodness, like 4 weeks, is it? He's been our Christmas companion once again, and Dexy just absolutely loves having Bertie for company. Dickie doesn't really know how to play, but Dexy absolutely loves it, and we're going to miss him so much. But his mummy and daddy are home now, so we'll be taking you back later on. Dexy's barking at me because he wants to carry on playing. So here we are. I just thought I would give you one last little Bertie hug before he goes home. Go on then, go and play. Go and play. Okay, we have finished our lunch, and this is my first coffee of the day. I definitely felt like I needed it after that lovely bowl of soup. So I am going to show you how the new packed workout pieces look on. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you a few other new bits in my wardrobe for January, and these are from Boden. Boden have got just the most beautiful collection at the moment. They've got so many lovely things that have got me excited for spring. And I know it's far too early really to think about that, especially as I'm looking out the window behind you and the lawn is covered in snow. However, spring is my favourite season, both in the wardrobe and in the garden. Everything about spring I just absolutely love. So any excuse to get excited for it early. And a lot of these pieces, although maybe they are part of the spring collection, I feel like they're very wearable now. So I hope you'll indulge me as I have a little bit of a try-on session while I enjoy my coffee. So the outfit, and I'm going to have to keep moving around the room because the sunlight is rapidly going down and there's shadows and light blocks everywhere, but I popped this outfit on today and I really like it. So the little, what would you call it, vest top that I've got on over the top for warmth is actually from Bamford. However, the rest of the outfit is all Boden. The jeans I think are really lovely, high-waisted. They're actually quite wide all the way down. Sorry, this is going to be really challenging actually. Don't really know where I can stand to show you them because of this crazy light, but they've got this really beautiful pocket detail. They're quite almost 60s style with the fact they're so high-waisted and the quite square pocket detail. This is impossible. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. You can see them there. They are actually a little bit long on me, so I probably need to take about an inch off the bottom, but I definitely think they are worth it. And then this lovely blouse that I've got on underneath the vest top, it's just got this really sweet little elastic kind of smock detail on the sleeves, really nice lightweight cotton fabric, and then it's got the little ruffle detail at the top as well. Really nice layering piece. You could definitely pop a thermal on underneath it as well. And then it is buttoned all the way down, which makes it look quite smart as well. Just a really nice kind of simple building block piece for a winter to spring wardrobe. And then just to quickly show you the top without the vest on, it's just a really nice, quite simple material. I feel like this is going to be really breathable, especially as a layering piece. So as soon as I saw it on the website, I was imagining wearing it with my sleeveless knits, and I feel like it's perfect. But if you do start to get a little bit toasty, then it also looks really kind of simple and chic, just worn by itself. I don't have a necklace on, I need to amend that for when I probably wear this out the house. But yeah, I feel like this is just a nice classic piece to add to your wardrobe at this time of year. And then in terms of wardrobe basics, I just thought this was a really pretty update on a classic t-shirt. This pink colour, I think Camilla was saying that this is a warm toned pink, which is actually one of the only pink shades technically that I properly suit with my colourings and autumn colour palette, but yeah, love the colour. Again, Boden always do little details so beautifully. So you've got that ruffle on the sleeves, just a slight puff detail on the shoulder, and then this really cute little ruffle down here. I'm imagining days in the garden, just worn with a nice pair of cream high-waisted jeans and a pretty belt. Again, just a lovely wearable wardrobe basic and layering piece. Okay, and then I thought this was a really nice, quite sporty and casual piece. You can probably predict what I'm going to say, as a layering piece to go to the gym, to Pilates, but also for running errands. If you are doing the school run, it feels like a perfect relaxed piece for times like that. So I can see myself just pottering away in the garden until dusk arrives on lovely warm, hopefully spring evenings. It's made from cotton, so it's nice and breathable, and I just really like this shade of green on the cuffs and on the collar as well. And then it's kind of like a grey marl, but it's like a warm biscuity colour grey. It just feels really, really flattering. A great, again, layering piece. Pop a barber, pop a gilet over the top if it does start to get a bit chilly, but still a very practical piece for a countryside wardrobe. The colour combo is gorgeous, the fit is really nice, and for someone that generally lives in slightly more casual pieces but wants them to be stylish and elevated, this feels perfect. Now this is a piece that is just instantly a joyful outfit straight away. It is just covered in these very, very bold, almost retro florals. If you watched my 2026 trend video, I was talking about bold retro florals, and this pretty much sums up that trend. It's a really beautiful piece, just a great way of jazzing up a pair of jeans. Again, when I'm just picturing the warm days in the garden, you could wear a nice little white strappy summer dress and pop a colourful blouse like this over your shoulders, which is something that I do quite a lot to protect my shoulders and my back from the sun. It's got smock detail on the sleeves, so it's nice and elasticated. Get your sleeves out of the way if you're gardening or cooking or doing something artistic. Nice smocking detail up here as well, which is really, really beautiful, and that signature ruffle up on the neckline. I've kept it on with the jeans. I think these are just going to be very, very versatile, but I do have another pair of trousers that I want to try this on with as well. As soon as I put this on, it just put a smile on my face. I feel like it's, yeah, just an instant joyful piece to add to your wardrobe for spring. So navy was another colour that Camilla said I should potentially try to wear a little bit more. Excuse the fact that you can see my bra. I'm gonna have to wear more of like a V-shaped one. But this is a really lovely dress from Boden. I do remember they always have the loveliest, quite relaxed dresses, which would be perfect for workwear. If you felt like this was a little bit too much skin on show, you could definitely wear a lovely little lace camisole or even a roll neck underneath this, but the fabric and the fit are just absolutely gorgeous. I'm thinking of my sister-in-law who works in education. I feel like this would be perfect for her line of work, even if you are working from home and maybe you've got some Zoom calls, you want to be a bit smarter. It just feels really, really versatile. So the top is like an elasticated jersey, so really nice and fitted, really nice and comfy. Then you have got a waist belt that comes with it that's attached at the back. You could swap in your own belt if you wanted to. And then it goes into a lovely skirt, and it's got pockets. It's a beautiful midi length. I will show you, but please excuse my sausage dog socks. Okay, you can't see a thing there. I mean, you can kind of see the length, can you? Oh, the sun. Third time lucky. Yes, there we go. I'll try different corners every time. Yeah, the silhouette is just absolutely gorgeous. Perfect workwear, perfect relaxed stay at home kind of outfit. I can see myself wearing this a lot. And Boden, this dress would be amazing in green as well. So please bring it out in green too. I would love that so much. Okay, apologies again for the strange lighting. I've moved to this corner to show you these trousers. I thought these could be a really nice, relaxed pair of trousers to wear around the house. They are a lovely kind of camel tan colour, wide leg. They're not denim, they are more of like a cotton, almost twill kind of material. They appear to have pockets, but you actually can't slide your hand into them. They're stitched up, which is probably to savour the silhouette. I think if you're looking for a pair of relaxed trousers and you aren't the biggest lover of jeans, or you want something a bit different, these are a really, really nice option. I keep feeling like I want to put my hands in my pocket, but so it's like a faux pocket. It does have waistband hoops here if you did want to pop a little belt in. I imagine they could get a little bit creased. I think they have actually got a little bit of linen in the fabric composition, but when you're wearing these as relaxed trousers at home, that really doesn't bother me. I feel like I'm matching the furniture and my dressing gown. Lengthwise, they are full length. Definitely the kind of trousers that I'll probably need to crop up a little bit, but yeah, a really nice relaxed trouser for days at home. And then, last but not least, I have possibly saved my favourite piece till last. This is a high-waisted denim midi skirt, and it's a really lovely thick fabric. It feels very substantial. It feels like it's actually going to be really warm, but I can imagine if it was a cold day and I was going into the city, I could wear nice thick tights or leggings and boots underneath, but also for days like today from home, just with slippers, it's really cute as well. So high-waisted, a classic denim wash, and a very elegant midi or mid-axi length, which again I mentioned in my trends video is the length that is most on trend for 2026. So those are the Boden pieces. I'll leave them all linked down below. I also grabbed this cardigan, which is absolutely adorable, which I'm going to try on when I have an appropriate outfit. But yeah, I think they're all just such lovely pieces. Now let's, this is very uncomfortable, let's quickly try on that packed leggings and sports bra set. It is all black, so it's going to look a bit strange on me, but at least we can analyse the fit and the fabric. Okay, first impressions of the packed fitness clothing, leggings and sports bra. Unfortunately, I really don't love the fit of these. I probably could have sized down, but like I said, I think they maybe had a slightly limited amount of sizing available on the website. Probably New Year, everyone's rushing to get new fitness clothing, and a lot of people have been consuming the same kind of things I've been consuming, podcasts and bits of information about plastic in your sportswear, so I imagine they've sold a lot of product. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to keep the leggings, but I am going to return the top. The material is organic cotton and a little bit of elastane, but because cotton doesn't naturally have that much stretch to it, and they're trying to keep it as low tox as possible, there's just not the same kind of fit as you'd be used to with a typical brand of gym things. So the design is nice, like it's a classic kind of sports bra shape, but when I show you the leggings, they're very comfy, except darn it, we're gonna struggle. I think what I'd say is I probably will keep these for like a pair of walking leggings, especially because with them being cotton, they'll be nice and breathable. They're quite thick, so they feel like they're gonna be nice and warm, because I'm not gonna lie, like my 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 Lululemon Varley leggings, they're just very thin. So when I go out walking, my legs do feel really cold. However, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, because obviously black makes things a bit more invisible, but there's quite a lot of bagging going on here. And again, it's because of the lack of elastane, so there's just not that nice snug fit around the tummy and upper leg area. So they're not the most flattering. And again, every now and then my tummy bottom peeks out, which, like, I like my leggings to snugly be about here. And that's me pinching them in at the back. So they're not really doing any favours when it comes to a flatteringness. So I feel like there's definitely just, I've not discovered the perfect brand yet when it comes to low tox plastic free gym wear. Any recommendations you guys have, if you haven't sent them to me yet, please do, because I really am determined to find the perfect pieces. And if I don't by the end of 2026, then maybe I need to start a gym brand. I'll talk to our friend Ben, see what tips he's got to share. But yeah, I think they're moving in the right direction, but the design and the fabric is still just not quite perfect. And it's not very flattering on the bum either. Well, in the space of about 10 minutes, while I've been putting those clothes away, the sun has now gone down. It is not even 4 p.m. yet. Do you know what? That's another thing that I'm just so excited for spring, is longer days, because to me my tiredness begins and the day ends when the sun goes down. So the days for me in December and January just appear very, very short. But anyway, there's one little job that I wanted to do during the Crimbo Limbo and I just never got around to it. But now that I have just completely finished this bottle of my homemade surface spray, I say our homemade surface spray, when we are cleaning the kitchen, Charlie doesn't use my homemade spray. He uses, I'll show you, that's a lie. He is using one of my homemade ones, but actually I think what's in here is the 𝑭𝒆𝒅 massive tub of rosemary multi-surface spray, which is amazing, but I'm basically going to show you how you can make your own. Having said that, a little birdie told me, and this is not secret because they've already shared it on their Instagram, that 𝑭𝒆𝒅 are relaunching their cleaning supplies, and I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I love to think that you can get really premium cleaning products for your home that don't contain loads of nasty chemicals. But what I do particularly for, I'm not gonna lie, this is my dog mess cleaning up spray. Especially when we have Bertie here. Dexter and Bertie both like to mark their territory. So whether you have children that have grubby mitts all over the place, or dogs that bring in mud or wee everywhere, then a more affordable way of having a multi-surface spray, and that's also free from chemicals, is to do it yourself. I have shown you this before, but I just need to top up my bottles. So I think I made this one at the end of summer. There's rosemary, thyme, lavender, sage in here, and each of those herbs, because they're sitting in the distilled white vinegar, which I buy in a massive tub like this from Amazon, so it's really, really affordable. Over time, in about 3 or 4 weeks, the herbs actually let some of their goodness out into the spray. So rosemary, for example, is very good at disinfecting. Sage, I can't remember all of the different benefits, but also obviously it smells really nice as well. It doesn't smell vinegary. So you get all of the natural benefits of the herbs and then the cleaning power of the vinegar. Certain types of stone surfaces, it's not good to use the vinegar because obviously it's quite corrosive. So just be careful. If you've got granite, then you should be okay. Don't take my word for it though. Google what your surface is and check that vinegar is okay on it before you do that. So anyway, now I'm realizing why a lot of kind of tutorial websites say to put the herbs in a jar and then fill with vinegar, and then after 4 weeks put it into your cleaning spray. I was thinking, no, I'll just save that step and I'll do everything in the cleaning spray from the word go. But now I've realized, of course, how do I get the old herbs out that I want to replace with the new herbs? I might try filling this with water and seeing if I can get them to float to the top. Okay, that was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So just to make this a little bit different to my autumn version that I made that lasted us all throughout winter, I'm going to do a rosemary and clementine mist, which I think will be nice to have a little bit of a citrusy smell to it. It'll feel very fresh for the new year. So I'm going to peel a clementine, eat the actual clementine and put the peel in this jar along with some rosemary. So before it gets completely pitch black outside, let's go and get the rosemary. Before we do that, just really, really quickly, so obviously I've popped on the new cardigan. I've also popped on the crop top bra from Packed, and I really, really like this. It's very, very comfortable. I like the fact you've got a little bit of, this feels very rude, I like the fact you've got a little bit of padding, so it's just very smooth silhouette wise. And especially if, like me, you don't need a huge amount of support and you just want something comfy on under your layers at this time of year. Yeah, I'm very impressed with that, and I really like this colour as well. I think they maybe did like a, did I get the burgundy one? Yeah, and maybe they had a green one too. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on them for underwear. Shame about the gym clothes, but yeah, I'll keep a lookout for your recommendations. Okay, let's go and get the rosemary. This snow underfoot feels like fake snow that you get from a snow machine. So beautiful. Oh, is it a bit chilly for tiny ones? Come on. Come on. Okay, so step one, peel the clementine. Now I could probably do this with a peeler and make it really beautiful, but I can't be bothered. So I'm just peeling it like usual, popping the peels into the jar. Oh, that smell is amazing. Okay, so that's my clementine peel in there. And fresh from the garden, rosemary. And then you simply fill it with your white vinegar. Okay, I've given that a little bit of a shake up and I can already smell the difference of adding the clementine. Now, a good idea is to make one of these, but then also have another one on the go. This literally says tinkle spray on here. This is one that I made, I think in November, and I've probably got like 3 weeks left. At least 3 weeks use left in this one, which is perfect. We're also going on holiday, so that's even more time that this will be kind of infusing and distilling. You can use this straight away and it's not going to do any harm, but you're just not really getting the benefits of the citrus and the rosemary. You're essentially just using slightly scented white vinegar. So yeah, it's a good idea to just have a couple of jars or sprays. I get these on Amazon. I'll leave them linked down below. I think I've got an entire like eco home cleaning storefront page. So I'll leave that, I'll leave it in a QR code to make it easy for you, and linked down below. So yeah, this one I will be using while this one's infusing, and then by the middle of February this will be all infused, beautifully scented by the time this one finishes, and I can just keep rotating. So it's a really nice thing to do if you want to be a bit more eco in your home, if you don't want your pets or your husband or your children breathing in chemicals, especially in areas that you're cooking in. It's a good idea to switch to slightly more natural cleaning products. So there we go, super easy. If you've got some clementines left from Christmas, that's a nice way of using up the peels. You can also do lemons if you're making a juice. Put the lemon peels in a jar. Yeah, there we go. And a few other things in my slightly eco-y cleaning bucket. We've got some nice natural sponges. These, I think it's coconut coir. It's just better than using like a plastic scrubby thing on your pans. And then these bamboo and bristle scrubby things. This is what we use every day. And I also have just a selection of different essential oils. Each of them have got different benefits: lavender, peppermint. You can pop some of these into your cleaning sprays as well, or put them in diffusers, put them in, to be honest, white vinegar cleans most things, and if you do want to scent it more quickly, then you can just add in some essential oils. So all of that is in my little eco cleaning basket. Okay, it's a few hours later. We are one family member down. Bertie has gone back home and we're all already missing him. The boys are completely exhausted, as you can tell. Does anyone else's dog think they're a mountain goat and just live on top of the sofas? Or is my Dickens truly the most unusual child in the whole world? Charlie and I have just been watching Traitors. We are really enjoying this series. We are both part of the group of people that, what do they call it in the Restless Entertainment podcast? They said that the Celebrity Traitors was like a gateway series where people like Charlie and I that had not been interested in the Traitors before and then suddenly started watching the celebrity one are now finally hooked on it. So it was a very, very clever series, the celebrity version. You okay, my Dexy? You're not missing your friend too much? Because yeah, we'd never watched it before, Celebrity, but now we are fully hooked and I'm really enjoying this series. Need to start thinking about what I can download to watch on holiday. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with it while we're away. Not too sure. If anyone has got any suggestions on things you can download to watch on holiday, let me know. I also need to set up or download a few books on my Amazon Kindle device, which I've not really used that much, to be honest. We were very kindly gifted them maybe a year ago. I think it was about a year ago. I just love a physical book, but I am going to download a few things. Because I don't have that much weight allowance because of the seaplanes. But anyway, it's been a really lovely day. Caught up with lots of work bits. I feel like things are picking up for the year now. Everyone's back in the office and getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, so the Traitors and The Beast in Me, we are really, really enjoying on TV at the moment. So thank you to those of you that recommended The Beast in Me when I asked for recommendations on my Instagram stories. So that is it for today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed. It's so funny wagging your tail on my socks. You're so needy. Thank you so much for watching today's vlog. If you got to the end, leave the word tail. Leave the word tail in your comment and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. And just very quickly show you the doggies and my evening routine. In here, I give my seed sprouts a quick rinse. I just leave them soaking for a few seconds while I give the boys their treats. These are treats from a different dog. We get them in our delivery in the boxes and they absolutely love them. I wait in my bed for my treat and I wait in the doorway. Oh, you lucky boy. Come on, into your bed, into your bed, into your bed. Come on, you know the drill. Into your bed, into your bed. Well, now Dexy thinks he's getting another. You silly boy. Not the smoothest of sausages, are you? No. And then I check that tomorrow's food is defrosting. Lamb hot pot again tomorrow. And we say good night. Night night, my precious boys.